All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. Welcome to Buffalo Art Studios. I believe most of you, I see a lot of faces of friends, but I do see some new faces. For those of you who are new to the studio, we are actually 20,000 square feet, so this is a really small part. Please, if you haven't this evening, go back and look at the artist studios. That's exciting as well. And we do have the ceramic studio. I don't know if any of these ceramic artists are here tonight, but if somebody's interested, we can open that. So we're here tonight with our opening reception for Galen Cheney, Breathing Underwater, and this is made possible by M&T Bank. They are our sponsor of Fourth Fridays with M&T Bank. We are also here as a part of our exhibitions program, which is funded by the Baird Foundation, the Community Foundation. We are also funded by the John Oishei Foundation and the New York State Council for the Arts and Erie County. So thank you to all of those amazing entities that allow this organization to exist and that allow us to provide safe and affordable studio space for artists. That is part of our mission. And so again, please make certain to visit the studios. So we are here this evening for the opening of Galen Cheney's exhibition. And I cannot take credit for finding this amazing artist. It was actually David Fernan, and he, for those of you, he's not here this evening, for those of you that don't know, he is a wonderful supporter of the Western New York arts community. He handles a lot of art that is moved across the country, really, and in fact, that's where he is today, he's in San Francisco. But he is such a supporter of the community that he has an apartment and a studio workspace, and he has generously invited artists in to work there and live there here in the Western New York community. And I've gotten to know David over the last year or so, and when he talked to me about Galen, I said, you know what, we have a space. We have a time that's available in our calendar, and this is a wonderful opportunity. So we've partnered with David and 321 Residence. And we've gotten to know Galen a little bit and invite her into Western New York. And of course, it's not surprising, we know people that Galen knows, because as my dear friend always said, good people know good people. So I am going to hand the mic over to some good people. Galen Cheney, the wonderful artist here tonight. And she's just gonna talk for a few minutes. That's how we do it here at Buffalo Art Studios. And then if you want to talk to her more, let's have a conversation, because that's how we do it here. So thank you very much. I'm going to hand you the mic. And if you stand out of step, then we'll get feedback.
Am I okay? You can hear me? A little closer? Okay, this is good. Thank you, everyone, for coming this evening to see my work. It's been great. I've never been to Buffalo before, and I actually was telling my husband before he came how incredibly nice people are here. I mean, like noticeably nice. So thank you for welcoming me here, and Shirley for giving me this opportunity to show this work. So this is all very new work. Most of it I have never shown before, so it's exciting to get it out of the studio. I don't know if, I think we have some artists here, and you know what it's like when you're living with these pieces. They're like newly created, they're newly born, and no one else has really seen them yet, and they're kind of on the floor, and you're walking over them or whatever. But then you take them out into the community, and they're not just mine anymore. They really become part of the community and the experiences of people who come to see them. So thank you for kind of launching them in a way and helping them mature. Yeah, so these pieces, most of them I worked on during this residency. This is the oldest piece. So this actually was finished, and that piece over there, those were both finished. Everything else I worked on almost from the beginning here. And they're very process-oriented. I think you can see that from just looking at them. They're very highly textural. I really enjoy that the process of how I make them is really up front and center. They're very much about that. I'm not trying to hide anything. Nothing's perfect. You're probably going to see, strings hanging off of them, because I'm just I'm ripping canvas, and it creates a lot of, string. So I have balls of string in the studio. And they also, the way I make them, what's woven in between is pieces of other paintings. So it's a very kind of recycled process. It's very back and forth. It's an intuitive process. And I bring in pieces of other paintings to the new work. So a lot of the people say, well, how old is this painting? Well, like, part of it is 5 years old, part of it is 2 weeks old. And how long do they make? Well, that's also hard to say because I work on several paintings at once. And I mean, I think everything in here is done, although that one might still need a little tweaking. So things kind of are finished in stages in a way, because I finish a body of work and then I start something else and I discover new things and I learn new things and I bring my work to a new level that I can then apply to some of those things that I thought were maybe finished, but can maybe be elevated in a new way. So it's an ongoing process. For me, it's all about discovery and really pushing myself and trying to surprise myself. So everything's completely one of a kind. And for me, that's really the whole point. So I think that's a good nutshell. Yeah. Thank you.
And thank you. And I really encourage, one of the wonderful things about coming to Buffalo Art Studios, and I know there are a number of our artists here, but also get close to these works. It's something I talk about with my interns. I have this really amazing opportunity to handle artwork, to see it go from the floor to the wall, to hang it, to move it, to touch it. I'm not telling you all to touch it, but to get close and to allow yourself maybe to move beyond some of the barriers that we learn about what's appropriate experience with art, because this work, it's just so tactile and so, to me, it's such a record of Galen's gesture. And so I encourage you to look closely, to look for a long time, and to see some of that rhythm, because I think that's part of the magic of the work. So that's all I'm going to be bossy about. So thank you again all for coming tonight. I know it's a Friday night in the summer. Thank you, M&T Bank, as always, for supporting Fourth Friday. Thank you all. Please visit the studios. Please engage Galen and all of our artists in a conversation. And thank you all for being part of our community. Good night.